Hello everybody, and welcome to That Bit. This week the top 10 crazy facts about the sitcom The Golden Girls you didn't know. Though The Golden Girls made its debut on September 14, 1985, nearly 37 years ago today, the series still remains fresh for generations of new viewers thanks to great writing and syndicated reruns. It's been nearly 4 decades since The Golden Girls first debuted on NBC. Viewers were immediately enthralled with the fabulous ensemble cast. Betty White played the sweet, but peculiar, Rose Nyland, alongside Rue McClanahan's fabulous Blanche Devereaux, and the hilarious mother-daughter duo of Dorothy and Sophia, played by Bea Arthur and Estelle Getty. But the runaway success of The Golden Girls surprised even the creators. "We first debuted as a new show at number 3, executive producer Tony Thomas said in an interview. "I was quite surprised, especially with us being on Saturday night. We could have been a flash in the pan. Luckily for everyone, the show had staying power. Even today, viewers continue to fall in love with the charming cast thanks to reruns. Here are 10 things you might not have known about Dorothy, Rose, Blanche, and Sophia, and what happened behind the scenes on the set of The Golden Girls. 10. The Golden Girls and the Golden Palace had serious star power. The Golden Girls had guest stars with serious pedigrees at the time, including Bob Hope, Alex Trebek, Merv Griffin, Sonny Bono, Lyle Waggoner, Julio Iglesias and Burt Reynolds, who played themselves in cameos, as well as a young George Clooney, who played a detective investigating the latest jewel thief neighbors. Jerry Orbach played a former flame of Dorothy's, and Mickey Rooney made an appearance as Sophia's boyfriend. Mario Lopez guest starred as an immigrant student Dorothy tutored. LA Law star Alan Rachins made an appearance as a love interest for Blanche. Debbie Reynolds played a prankster pal for Dorothy, Rita Moreno played a neighbor, and none other than Quentin Tarantino guest starred in 2 episodes as an Elvis Presley impersonator. In the finale, Dorothy marries Blanche's uncle, Lucas, played by Leslie Nielsen. The Golden Palace, a brief spin-off of The Golden Girls, also starred a young Don Cheadle and Cheech Marin and had a guest appearance from none other than Jack Black. 9. NBC was against casting Bea Arthur. Harris actually wrote the role of Dorothy with Arthur in mind, having worked with the actress on several episodes of Maude. But then NBC president Brandon Tartikoff was against the idea, stating that Arthur's Q-score, a rating system of a performer's audience appeal, was too low and she was recognizable, but not lovable, thanks to Maude's liberal leanings. Broadway legend Elaine Stritch was a contender for the part, but she alienated the producers by improvising her dialogue and dropping an F-bomb during her audition. 8. Getty suffered from extreme stage fright. McClanahan recalled that Getty would seem to have a black cloud hanging over her head, beginning Thursdays during dress rehearsal. During Friday tapings she would often freeze on camera. She was the least experienced actress of the 4, and it intimidated her. In a 1988 interview she stated that working every week with talent like Arthur and White scared her out of her wits. She felt like a fraud and worried that the fans would find out that she wasn't as good as her co-stars. 7. The Queen Mother, Queen Elizabeth, and Princess Diana were all huge Golden Girls fans. The Queen invited the stars of the show to perform live at 1988's Royal Variety Performance in London. The girls reenacted 2 of their kitchen table scenes, with a bit of censoring, so as not to offend any royal sensibilities. One line that was surprisingly left intact was Sophia's interjection to Dorothy's question to Blanche about how long she had waited to have sex again after her husband had died. The then 88-year-old Queen Mum was spotted in the royal box chuckling heartily at Sophia's risque response, until the paramedics came. She was such a huge fan of The Golden Girls that she invited the cast to perform live for her and the British royals in London. "It was very exciting," White gushed. "The Queen was lovely. We were told not to address her unless we were addressed. She was up in a box and she came down on stage after with Princess Anne. She said, 'Lovely, pretty girls,' and I said, 'Not bad bodies,' and she said, 'Oh, no, not bad bodies.'" Princess Diana was also a fan. Princess Diana reportedly spent an afternoon with Freddie Mercury, drinking champagne in front of reruns of The Golden Girls with the sound turned down, and improvising show dialogue with a much naughtier storyline, according to a book written by British comedy actress Cleo Rocos. 6. The show helped Quentin Tarantino make Reservoir Dogs. Quentin had a small role as an Elvis impersonator in the episode, Sophia's Wedding, in 1988. It became a two-part, Golden Girls, so I got paid residuals for both parts, Quentin revealed on an episode of The Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon. It was so popular they put it on a Best of the Golden Girls, and I got residuals every time that showed. So I got paid maybe, I don't know, $650 for the episode, but by the time the residuals were over, 3 years later, I made like $3,000. And that kept me going during our pre-production time trying to get Reservoir Dogs going. 5. The show was one of few during this era to feature gay and lesbian characters. The LGBTQ+ community wasn't well represented on sitcoms during the 80s and early 90s. The Golden Girls was unique in that it featured gay and lesbian characters on several episodes. Coco, the cook from the pilot episode, was gay, as was Blanche's brother Clayton, and one of Dorothy's college friends named Jean. B. Arthur made a major contribution to the LGBTQ+ community. Arthur bequeathed $300,000 to the Ali Forney Center, a long-term housing center for LGBTQ+ youth, in her will. She had previously hosted shows with proceeds benefiting the center. 4. Some of the cast were ex-Army veterans. B. Arthur served in the U.S. Marines. Before she rose to fame on Maude and the Golden Girls, B. enlisted as one of the first members of the United States Marine Corps Women's Reserve in 1943. She initially served as a typist, before becoming a truck driver and dispatcher. She was honorably discharged at the rank of Staff Sergeant in September 1945. Rue McClanahan was drafted into military service after high school. Betty White volunteered to join the Army, aged just 19 when the United States entered World War II following the attack on Pearl Harbor. White was living in Los Angeles and attempting to forge a career in TV when she chose to put her career on hold to join the war effort. The actress joined the American Women's Voluntary Services, a military branch that worked to provide support for the U.S. war effort by carrying out a range of duties, including deliveries, navigation, firefighting and aircraft spotting. Playing her part in the campaign, White was assigned to deliver supplies to bases in the Hollywood Hills, and also attended dances to see troops off ahead of their deployments. Speaking in an interview in 2010, White said of her experience of the war, "It was a strange time and out of balance with everything, which I'm sure the young people are going through now. We'll never learn. We'll never learn." 3. The series spawned 2 sequels. Despite the show's popularity with both audiences and critics, by the beginning of season 7, Arthur was ready to walk away from the show, noting that she wanted to go out on top before the show ran out of steam. The May 1992 series finale, in which Dorothy gets married and Blanche sells the house, was watched by more than 27 million people. But the characters briefly lived on. McClanahan, Getty and White starred in The Golden Palace, in which Blanche, Sophia and Rose buy a Miami hotel. Arthur made one appearance on the show, which also co-starred Don Cheadle and Cheech Marin, but it was cancelled after 1 season. All 4 actresses also made appearances on Empty Nest, a spin-off starring Richard Mulligan as their doctor neighbor, which premiered before The Golden Girls completed its run and produced a spin-off of its own, Nurses. 2. The show ended because B. Arthur wanted to leave and they couldn't continue the show without all 4 women as it wouldn't work. She had a serious case of burnout, not from doing the show, but from the jokes of the show. She felt disrespected from the sitcom, because they were always making jokes about her height and deep voice, to the point that when she read the script and saw those jokes, she would break down and weep, because she was so sensitive about her looks and voice. Also, her and Betty White had an ongoing feud. Betty was funny and cute, and loved to go out and entertain the audience during breaks, and B was not comfortable doing that. Betty was always making jabs at B, and it got to the point where B would only refer to Betty as a certain word for the female lower anatomy. Rumors of a feud between Betty White and B. Arthur circulated during the Golden Girls era. Although things weren't always perfect off set, this doesn't seem to be the reason for Arthur eventually leaving the show. White and Arthur simply had very different philosophies and attitudes in their professional lives. Arthur had another reason for leaving the Golden Girls. Episodes of the show were high quality, hilarious, and sometimes even tackled more serious topics. However, with every situation comedy, There are a finite amount of jokes to make and topics to cover before the show starts to feel a little repetitive. By the 7th season of The Golden Girls, Arthur felt that the writers had gone as far as they could with the characters. Colucci said that at that point Arthur made it very clear that she was done. Yet, this might not have been such a bad thing. The Golden Girls is one of the most beloved television shows to this day. It managed to mostly avoid that all too common pitfall of many situation comedies, where the show begins to feel like it's grasping at straws. Despite White's feelings that we ended just a clip early, perhaps Arthur made the right decision to leave on a high note. 1. The cast were completely different age from the characters they played. Betty White was the oldest out of all the cast members and the last one of the cast to pass away. Betty White was born on the 17th of January 1922. B. Arthur was the second oldest, born on the 13th of May 1922. She was over a year older than Estelle Getty, who played B. Arthur's mother Sophia in the show. Estelle Getty was born on the 25th of July 1923 but played a character who was 20 years older than she actually was in real life. And Rue McClanahan was born on the 21st of February 1934, being the youngest of the show. Estelle Getty passed away first from Lewy body's dementia at the age of 85 on the 22nd of July 2008. B. Arthur was the next to pass away from lung cancer at the age of 86 on the 25th of April 2009. Rue McClanahan passed away on the 3rd of June 2010 at the age of 76 from a brain hemorrhage. And Betty White passed away at the age of 99, literally 17 days before her 100th birthday. She had a stroke on the 26th of December 2021 and died 6 days later in her sleep on the 31st of December 2021. And now the cast have all but gone. The sitcom they starred in can still be related to by an audience, almost 4 decades after the show started. This was due to great writers and the amazing actresses who portrayed the characters of the show. Thank you for watching that bit. Please subscribe and ring that bell so you get more content like this in the future.